Andira, what do you have for us, the latest updates that you've seen on the ground today?
Yes, afternoon Alia, Hans, and Yani were at Marriott Hotel, Yogyakarta, where currently the first G20 Health Ministerial meeting is about to end. So about an hour later, after this, like around 5 p.m., there will be a joint press statement, which was released by the WHO Director General, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, alongside with Indonesia Health Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin, as Indonesia is the host of G20 presidency this year. So, like you mentioned before, there are several priority issues that has been mentioned during and discussed during throughout the day during these ministerial meetings. There is 2 sessions, and more than 80 delegates have discussed this thing, and among several of them, one of the most highlighted one that has been mentioned throughout during the opening ceremony by both the WHO Director General as well as Indonesia Health Minister is regarding the financial intermediary fund. So this was deemed as important, especially by WHO, which mentioned that they have worked together with World Bank to create this kind of plan. It's because they feel that it is really needed for global health security, because like currently the world itself needs 31 billion US dollars for global health security, and right now the existing resources could only cover until 2.3 of them. So we still need 10 billion US dollars, and that's why the financial intermediary fund come into the light. So they have proposed this and give this recommendation, and also this also supported by the Indonesia Health Minister Budi Gunadi Sadikin. Like you mentioned before, he mentioned about the strengthening resilience. So among several points regarding the resilience itself, he mentioned about the importance of having a more secure financial system, the global financial system, so they could prevent, prepare, and also resolve if in the future there is also similar situation like COVID-19 or other things. So it is expected that the financial intermediary fund would be discussed a lot more and will be highlighted later on during the joint press statement. Aside from that, the WHO also mentioned that the importance of having more inclusion regarding the intermediary fund itself. So it's not only for the G20 countries, but also another countries for especially the underdeveloped one. This is also really important because right now, if we still see the COVID situation, yes, a lot of countries have vaccinated many of its citizens. However, actually, the global population itself, there are still 40% of them that remain unvaccinated. So this will be addressed. This is expected to will be addressed also during the joint press statement. So, and then we will give you further updates about this. So for this first G20 Health Ministerial meeting, they will have the zero draft, which consists about the result of the discussion about what are their agreements, and then this draft will be proposed later on during the Leader Summit at the end of this year. And also, like you mentioned before, this is an international event. Currently in Yogyakarta, there are more than 80 delegates, not only from other countries, but also from international organizations, all come together here to Indonesia, all have a similar stance in strengthening our global health system, as well as preparing for we should be more prepared if there are any other future pandemic or something going on in the future. So we will give you further updates about this. And like I mentioned before, regarding the financial intermediary fund, this also expected that will be also addressed later on tomorrow, because there will be a joint meeting between the health minister as well as the finance minister. We'll give you further update about this. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Andira Putri and Anita Putri, for reporting from the first G20 Health Ministers meeting in the special regions of Yogyakarta.